Tonight, I'm going to share with you a story that will make your heart race, your skin crawl, and leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the dark. This isn't just any ordinary horror story. No, this one is true, and it happened on a rainy night, just like the one you might be experiencing right now. Grab your blanket, get comfortable, but don't fall asleep just yet, because this one is terrifying. True rainy night horror story. It was late in the evening, and the rain had been falling non-stop for hours. It wasn't the peaceful kind of rain though. No, this was the kind of rain that pounds against windows, the kind that makes you uneasy, the kind that makes you feel like something's wrong. And it was on one of these nights, a night much like tonight, that something happened to me, something I still can't explain. I had been living in an old house at the edge of town. It wasn't much, but it was home. The walls creaked with age, and the floors seemed to whisper beneath my feet. There was always this strange feeling about the house, like it was watching me, waiting for something. But on that rainy night, I was just trying to get some rest. I was curled up in bed, trying to drown out the sound of the storm outside. The wind howled, and the rain sapped against the roof. It was one of those nights where sleep seemed impossible. I kept hearing things that didn't belong, but I brushed it off. You tell yourself it's just the storm, right? Then, out of nowhere, I heard the sound of footsteps coming from upstairs. At first, I thought it was just the house settling. Old houses do that, don't they? But these footsteps were too heavy, too deliberate. They weren't the sound of a house creaking, they were someone walking. I froze. My heart began to race. Who could be upstairs? I was alone. I had been alone all evening, and there was no way anyone could have gotten in without me hearing. But the footsteps continued, slowly, steadily, as if whoever it was walking right above me. And then, the door creaked open. I lay there, barely breathing, as the footsteps grew louder, closer. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. It was like I was paralyzed in fear. And just as I thought the footsteps would reach the top of the stairs, they stopped. I waited. I counted the seconds, trying to calm my breathing. But then, I heard something that made my blood run cold. A voice, a whisper. It came from upstairs, but it wasn't a voice I recognized. It was soft, raspy, almost like it was calling my name, but in a way that sent shivers down my spine. The voice whispered again, closer this time. Come up here. It wasn't an invitation. It felt like an order. I felt an overwhelming sense of dread flood my entire body. I couldn't explain it. I wanted to run, to scream, but my body wouldn't move. Just as I thought the worst was over, I heard another sound, a tapping, coming from the window, soft at first, but then it grew louder. Tap, tap, tap. It wasn't the rain. This was something else, something intentional. And then, I saw it, a face, pressed against the window, staring at me. I couldn't see any features, just a shadowy outline. The eyes were wide, empty, hollow. It stared at me for what felt like hours, unmoving. I didn't sleep the night. How could I? The footsteps, the voice, the face, they all haunted me for days after. I never went upstairs that night. I never found out who or what was walking around in my house, and I never looked outside at the window again. To this day, I still don't know what happened, but one thing I do know, that house was never just a house. And some things never leave. Some doors should never be opened.